What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome on in, each and every one of you Titans out there. Maybe you're an Eldrazi Titan. Maybe you are an Arena Gauntlet League Titan, making it all the way to the top 8 into the Mega Draft. Either way, I welcome you to the show one last time for Modern Horizons 3. This is Hunt the Week. It is a weekly Magic the Gathering podcast about the sealed Arena Gauntlet League that we know, love, and play in. This is Modern Horizons 3, Week 6, the end of it. We did it. We made it. Some people made it all the way. Most of us did not. But if you did, congratulations. We're going to get to you in a bit. First, we got to do the intro. Who am I? I am the Don John DeMarco, your Goku or Go Home, the pride of Mardu. And I am a 4-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I got to guest on Chris York's little new show that he's doing. His new Leagues Behind. Look forward to that coming out in the future. We talk about Strixhaven. I loved it. I was super excited about it. It's not to give too many spoilers, but coming out soon. Pay attention and watch me. You can see my face. You can see how long my hair is getting. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to wrap up Modern Horizons 3. It's been a great league. It's been a fun time. Let's talk about it one last time. There's too many mechanics.
Too many mechanics, baby. Too many mechanics.
As I record, this is your top 8, which I believe is locked. And we are locked and ready to go for the Mega Draft. First place, Joaquin E. Diabolic Machine, 23-7. Second place, Jordan M. J. Mtron, 22-8, 5-0 in Week 6 from Jordan. Wow. Dude can ball. Emmett F. Sepulcher, 21-8. Zach C. Zach Carr, 20-9. Nick A. Nistar, 20-10. Christopher G. Oompa Loompa, 20-10. Michael B. Monkey Mage, 20-10. Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit, 20-10. 120-10. Sawyer T. Soy Boy does not make it in. Sorry, Sawyer. Even with a 4-1 in the last week, you're not eliminated, but you don't make it in. And I love that no one's more than 3 games ahead, right? Whoever wins the Mega Draft is going to win the league. No one really ran away with it in the end. I think it kind of worked out well. And yeah, again, I really enjoyed Modern Horizons 3. I thought it was a fun league. I really enjoyed the set. It was great. I'm ready to say goodbye, though, and I'm ready for Bloomborough. I'm ready for the next thing to happen. I am excited for what's coming next. I'm looking at the cards. I'm doing the Roto draft. Get involved. If you're, like me and you're not in Modern Horizons 3 anymore, there's still things to do on the server, right? You got Kevin did his casino nights. They kicked off last night. Go and join Kevin's casino nights. We got Zombie League. I actually top 8'd Zombie League. I'm playing in the Zombie League finals. My new pool is bad. It's really bad. But that's fine. It's Zombie League. We're having a good time. I enjoyed that. I think Johnny did a fantastic job with adding in all the extra cards. There's so much cool stuff going on. I thought they did a great job keeping it fresh. It was a little different, just different enough to be fun and to not feel stale. I loved it. Can't say enough nice things about it. And then we got Bloomborough coming up. So if you're not in the Roto getting ready for Bloomborough, start looking at spoilers. Start getting ready to do some drafts. Learn the archetypes. I'll give you a hint. This is what I'm learning in my Roto. It's tribes. You just pick your tribes. I'm raccoons, and I'm picking all the raccoons, and no one else is touching my raccoons. I'm in my lane, and it's fine. We're fighting over spells, but we're not really fighting over tribes. We're going to see how the set works out. Is it interesting? Is it not? Is it aggressive? Looks aggressive. Definitely looks aggressive to me. But we will see how it all goes. Yep, I did my feedback last week on Modern Horizons 3, so not a lot to say there. I really enjoyed it. Again, I know it was vanilla, not everybody's thing, but it worked for me. I thought it was great. So for me, from Goku, I give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Would play it again. Love the set. What a good set. So fun. I want to shout out Dan A. Beatdown Bringer for going on a tear in the last 2 weeks. Almost made top 8, but Dan was like, me and Dan we're in the Player of the Year hunt together. I'm a little bit ahead of him, but I have to keep track of the people that are close to me to see where they're going to end up. And man, Dan really went from being like, Dan's a few games below me. I don't need to worry about it, too. Oh, man, Dan almost made top 8. Dan played some great Magic the last 2 weeks. Made it all the way to his last game, which would have been a winning in for him. I just want to give him a shout-out. Not many people can do what Dan did. And Dan's just a great player and a great person. I can't say enough nice things about him. Just like I can't say enough nice things about the next person coming on the show. We have one more guest for Modern Horizons 3. Let's get to them as we annihilate entropy one last time.
And you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation.
That's right. This week I had on Matt F. Made My Bus on the show. Matt's a new player. This was his first league. He finished 19th, so didn't make the top 16, but hey, made top 20 in the biggest league of all time. Finished 16-11, nothing to sneeze at. Great finish for him. Was a joy to talk to. Loved talking to Matt. Learned a lot about him, and it was just a fun, easy conversation. It was great, and I love his name, Made My Bus. I got the scoop on Made My Bus. I had to. So go ahead and enjoy my interview with Matt F. now. All right, everyone, join me as we annihilate entropy one last time as we say goodbye to Modern Horizons 3 League with none other than Matt F., a.k.a. Made My Bus. Welcome to the show, Matt.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Hey, happy to have you. Ever since I first saw your name and said it, and it made me chuckle. I've wanted to get you on. It's great. It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But before I find out more about Made My Bus, I gotta know, Matt, when did you start playing Magic?
I first started probably in 1999, maybe year 2000.
Nice.
So I had a couple cousins that got really into it, and I'd see them over the Christmas holiday when we'd meet up over the summer too, usually. And they got really into it, and I just sort of tagged along. It was, there's a bunch of cousins, and there was, there's 3 of us boys, and so we were always like in the basement doing whatever was was at the time, and so yeah, we played then, and then I played with them in the summers and occasionally with friends growing up in middle school and high school, but I was never like a tournament goer or a kitchen table person about it.
They say.
Yeah, very casual. So yeah, and then that was my very beginning. But yeah, way back in the day. So
that's the beginning. When did you make the jump to more of a less casual player? You're doing like you're a limited guy. You like to play limited.
That's a good question. It probably dates back to, I don't know, this would have been like early 2000s. I got a box of Time Spiral, and me and my cousin just drafted that and redrafted it like probably at least 100 times just as a pair. We would do all the different sort of varieties of draft styles you can do, especially with 2
slowly
and sealed options
eyes.
just to
make
fun decks and play against each other. That was really our favorite way to play. So that was, I guess, sort of my introduction to limited in that sense. I never, I guess now since Commander came out, I've had a few friends that play, but I'm like mostly will mooch off of their decks instead of bringing my own. So I'm, really. Yeah, definitely enjoy limited and played, when Arena first came out, I played a fair amount and I would draft on that.
Sure.
Sometimes. And then, I don't know, I've gone through some long breaks. I didn't play again until Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and I played some more drafts of that. I really enjoyed that. And then obviously played, MH3 a lot as well. So although that was the first like in-person event I went to, was a Modern Horizons 3 pre-release. So yeah, I'd never been to an event.
That was your first ever?
Yeah, in-person event, yeah.
Wow. So, did you go to pre-release, or did you just do a draft? And how
I did
it
a pre-release, and then I went to another sealed event later this summer. So I ended up I've done more Magic in the last, I don't know, 3 months than I had, I don't know, for the previous 3 years by a large margin. So yeah.
That's so funny, man. But how did you like it? So as somebody who mostly plays online these days, it's a little different playing in person, right?
It's definitely different. I mean, and for me, it was nerve-wracking to go in person, more from not from a how am I going to play perspective, am I going to win? I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah.
But just the social dynamics and making sure that you correctly order, when you go to combat and all those things that when you play on a computer, that all happens automatically. So you can't cheat accidentally or
all your
or
triggers and stuff.
Which I mean, Magic gets more and more complicated, every year. So it's good to have.
I still miss stuff all the time in person.
Yeah,
it's tough triggering. Like, oh, you did that, and you actually should have taken two last turn because you did the thing, and I have this card. It's like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Arena does. Go ahead.
Ulalek, the new Eldrazi commander, a friend brought it over, and just trying to math out how you duplicate everything on the stack in person.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we were basically like, well, we know it's busted. It's completely too good. But what the exact number of correct triggers is and in what order they happen is too much for my brain, at least. So, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds...
I don't know, our judges and stuff like that.
Once you can't keep track of it, you just say they win the game, right?
Yeah,
once you're just
exactly.
I don't know what's happening, but whatever it is, we're not going to be okay with it when it's
too
done.
much. Yeah.
Well, Matt, played a lot of Outlaws at Thunder Junction, made your way over to the Discord server. This is your first Arena Gauntlet League. How did you find it? And can I guess it's from Reddit?
You guessed correctly, as it turns out. Yeah,
I'm good at this game.
Although I will say, I probably might have been the last registrant. I saw it the morning that registration was closing.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, oh, this seems cool. It sounded like a fun idea. And the buy-in is, I don't know, $10 Canadian. So it wasn't like it's, breaking the bank as a fun activity.
It's funny money for us, right? I assume
and
you're
with
American.
the buyback as well. Yeah. I definitely, definitely don't think it's, in that sense, it makes it easy to participate and it's fun to, I don't have a reason to, play it slightly more competitive. And, I'm somebody that'll enjoy the draft a fair amount, but once you get up into the, platinum or whatever at that, it starts to get to be competitive and you've got to be, it can be a little bit less fun. And so,
it's every play.
And just, I don't know. It's so playing against a real person also has its own advantages. I guess not a person you could talk to on Discord, I guess, like real people in general. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I came in kind of with no expectations and had a lot of fun. I definitely, I'm going to do it again. So yeah.
You came in at a great time for the buyback. I mean, it's basically free. First time's free.
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
So that's nice. And you did well. Yeah. I think you're eliminated at this point. I'm sorry about that.
Yes.
But you made it to week 6, which is no small feat. Like making it to week 6 is that's the first step. That's the first step to winning one of these things, and it's not easy to do. You did it on your first run. Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's all in the cards. I got an early Emperor of Bones that just was good enough in there, and some removal, and just kept that rolling through the first few weeks, and then. Trying to get something. I switched over to Eldrazi for, I don't know, I guess maybe weeks 4 and 5 and followed off and, couldn't quite, I don't know, get to 20 wins. But I mean, definitely a lot of as the weeks went on, the competition is pretty stiff. So I definitely didn't feel like I got robbed or something.
It gets harder and harder. In the last week, week 6, it's all the best people with all the best decks and the best cards playing their best. And, it gets hard. It gets very, very tough. But you put up a great showing for a first time. Again, it's not easy. Did you were you at all, I don't know, confused, or did you find difficult to go to 60 cards instead of the normal 40? Did you see any differences between our league and a normal sealed?
Good question. And I mean, definitely there are differences in how you organize it, but I really was a fan of the vanilla league from a new player perspective. It made it really easy. I mean, and and also the shout out to the creators of the rules and the registration and everything. Like I'm somebody that's a stickler for, I'm always going to have like a million questions for things. And I didn't find myself with a million questions. It lays out, all right, the person that won is the person that reports. And, all of the interactions on Discord really made it, work really well. So I'd say, I'm excited that Bloomburrow is going to have some different mechanics and these moves and stuff like that. That'll be fun. But I will, from a new player perspective, it was nice to just know, hey, every loss, I'm going to get another pack and I can make this simple,
right? Yeah.
It didn't do it, and I mean, especially with, I know some other people put this in the feedback channel too, with Modern Horizons 3 being so complex.
Yeah,
it's nice to have not added complexity as well. So yeah.
Well, I love that. You like the vanilla-ness of it, the non-complicated. That's something I enjoy. I enjoy myself, although I like the weird complicated leagues too. So have you been looking at the Bloomburrow rule set? Are you enticed? Are you excited?
I am. I'm definitely excited. I don't really know how it's gonna shape out, and that makes me excited. So, and I'm also excited about Bloomburrow in general. I think that it's a cool team, and it's really set up well to have consistent to simple color pairs, which I like. But also one of the cool things about this league with the 60 card decks is in that first week, everyone's running 3 or 4 colors because you just don't have enough cards to run 2. So you sort of have this, I don't know, it forces you to really change your strategy. And I imagine that'll be interesting in Bloomburrow as well, with people that have to sort of pick their lane and potentially run. Are you running 3? Are you running able to run just a pair of colors and things like that? So I'm excited about that. But also the boons, I will say I haven't read through them all in detail, but I'm excited about them in general, and the idea of being able to access more animal themed stuff is definitely fun. It's very, very thematic. So
they're so good at staying on theme, and I think like I said, you came in at a perfect time that you get to come in, be like, I like to play Magic. We're playing Modern Horizons 3. I lose, I get Modern Horizons 3. I understand it's nice and simple, but then it's like, but now you get a little taste of the design that the league committee can do, where they like to mix things up a little bit, and it's gonna be fun. And I think the set looks really great. Like we're doing the Roto right now, and I know you are part of that. That's been really fun. I'm really enjoying that. It's kind of how I learned the cards, and it looks adorable. Everything's so cute. Everything's so like it's gonna be a fun set. I can't wait.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I gotta know, Matt. What the name Made My Bus? I need the story of Made My Bus because it makes me smile.
I'm surprised it didn't. What was it? The absolute first question. I've had other people asking me this. It's a really kind of a I don't know, uninteresting story in some ways. My girlfriend at the time, now my wife, was trying to make her username for Pokemon Go back in 2016.
Nice.
And I was ready to switch away from my childhood name, which was pretty not, I don't know, embarrassing. Mm-hmm. And she had missed her bus, and just named herself Missed My Bus was her username. And so I was like, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to make a matching name and do Made My Bus. And I think it stuck. And I'm a fan of, public transit. I like to, try to, drive my car less and stuff. So better for the world. So in that sense, I like it too. But really it started as just I'll just pair up with, my wife's name. So there you go.
Do you guys still, use the names for things? Is she
I started using it all over, and thankfully I must be the only person that has such a weird name, so it's available in a lot of places. That's my challenge with common names and a lot of usernames. It's hard to find something that's easy to say, although I have had some funny people be like Madame E Bus. I've gotten that a few times from people. People will get confused by it, but in general it's pretty simple, 3 words. I don't know, it's like follows the rules of thumb for a good username. So definitely total accident, but worked out.
I love it. That's great. And what a good story. Made My Bus. I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
All right, Matt. I love this question. I always learn a lot about a person's Magic play style and what they like to do. What is your favorite Magic card?
I saw that's a good question. And I'll be admit to being someone that isn't like doesn't have it off the top of my head where I'm like, this is my favorite card of all time. It's easy.
Sure.
You know,
Black
so
Lotus.
there are some people that definitely have their favorite card.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably Skull Clamp. I mean, I
Ooh.
played with it when it came out, and just I love a card that's broken and then unbroken and then broken and then it's got such an interesting story, and it's very simple insofar as it costs 1 mana and 1 mana to equip, right? So it's not it's a really easy to explain card, but it has just a lot of depth to it. And it sort of fits in a lot of different things. And I definitely played, Mirrodon back when it came out.
Sure.
Sorry, not Mirrodon. Oops. And Darksteel as once. And so I definitely was a fan of those. So that was my that's probably my favorite card. Although in the latest set, I don't know, some of the more fun thematic creatures are cool. I'm excited for Wick, the snail maker in the new that sounds fun. Things like that are fun, interesting cards. But from a gameplay perspective, it's I'd say Skull Clamp.
I love it. What a great answer. Now, it might be the first equipment we've ever had anybody pick.
Yeah, most people pick a creature. So
yeah. You don't get a lot of equipment, but Skull Clamp, that's an equipment that does so much, right? Yeah. Even if you don't have a bunch of like X1s to sack and draw cards with, you just put it on your creature. Let it die. Now they can't attack, or you block and you draw cards. Oh, value. Yeah. What a value engine.
Truly. Yeah.
I love it, man. What a great answer. And we got so many questions from the league. We're going to try to get through as many as we can because we got a lot. Are you ready? Are you prepared?
I'm ready. I looked through. We'll see how my answers stack up and if I can meet the expectations.
We're going to see how you did.
Yeah.
Our first question comes from Bob P. Hit. Bob would love to know. Talk us through your first few roto picks and how you made them. First time roto drafting ? What do you think so far?
Good question. And it's definitely my first time roto drafting with 8 people before. I'd done drafts with people with a pile of cards where we would, pick a deck with, 3 or 4 people. Mm-hmm. But not like not this type of thing. So yeah, I'm looking at our Bird's Nest pod, if anyone's curious.
I'm doing it right now. I pulled it
what
up.
We're doing. So yeah, I saw I'm the 7th in line, and from when I looked at the cards, I was probably most excited to play that Otter deck. And then the first pick was Raw, the Planeswalker. And so I said, I'll leave that for someone else. So I knew there was just really cool cards in black. I think I like the black pairings better than some of the other ones, I guess in addition to the Otters. And so I figured I'd just take 2 black cards to start off with, since I knew it was going to loop around them right at the end. So, or not at the end, but one away from the end. Mm-hmm. So I guess a little bit disrespectful to somebody else that had already picked a black card, but anyway, I was excited about Mahat, Feathers Knight, that bird makes toughness 1. That sounded very fun. And then, I guess finally maybe a commitment towards red as well, and playing the lizard deck. And then I saw that Vren, that black blue rat, was still there, and no one's explicitly been picking up any black blue cards yet. So I picked that up as well. Could be fun, but yeah, I definitely don't have a deep strategy besides looking at the cards in black and red and seeing what's interesting. And I think, the lizard deck seems strong and limited to me insofar as if you can get out the pings quickly, you can take away half of somebody's life total just on doing 1 damage a half a dozen times, or I guess 10 times, and then all of a sudden you just need 1 or 2 attacks to knock them out. So that's sort of my thinking. Play something aggressive, and the bombs seem fun. But I'll say I definitely think a lot of the packs, a lot of the cards are really strong. And with a roto draft, there's so many more rares relative to standard draft that it's definitely going to be a new experience for me in terms of what that environment entails. I definitely see some other folks said, hey, time to pick up removal early. I did not do that. I guess I picked up 1 so far. But that definitely seems like it might be a smart strategy for others. Did not adopt, but
I was that person who started taking removal pick 3.
Right.
I took
That's
1
right.
mythic.
Yes.
took one mythic, took one rare, and then I was like, I'm taking removal until people stop me. And I've taken like 5 pieces of removal now or something.
Yeah.
But I'm missing on the big bombs. I don't have as many as the bombs as you got. And Maha, I think, is a great choice. I was looking at Maha. I picked Hugs. I picked 2 spots before you. But I like, what I did is I staked my claim. I was like, I'm going to pick a Gruul card, and I'm telling the people behind me not to pick Gruul because they're going to have a bad time.
Right.
And I like that you went the opposite way of like, I'm going to pick a black card, and then I'm going to pick a black card, and then I'm going to pick a black card. I'm going to see what my other colors should be. Like you're doing the right thing. They're like, I'm going to find my lane,
We'll see. I mean, I think part of the fun of it is there's no way to know how well you really did until the game starts. That's we're still so many picks away from that. So yeah, I definitely I was sort of, I guess, kind of waiting for the other player to pick black to maybe pick a color pair before I picked one, and then they didn't, and so I think I picked up the black red, and they're going black white. It looks like probably
black white. Then there's a Sultai, I think.
They picked up Yggdra as well, the black green. So that was the other one I was debating. I think that the lizards, black and red, black and blue with the rats seems cool, and black and green with the forests also seems very cool. So we'll see what happens, but I'm excited to see what happens. I'm excited. I really don't have a lot of experience with it, but hoping to do well and play some lizards.
It's a good time. Like I said, you can't really do anything wrong. You just pick the best cards you can, try to make a cool deck, and no one knows what's good or not yet. So have fun. Do your thing. All right. Our next question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab. Don't ask him his favorite vehicle. Don't ask him his favorite vehicle. Don't ask him his favorite vehicle. You and your family get to go on a day trip to any MTG plane. Where are you going and why?
That's a really good question. And as not a big lore master, I can think of maybe 3 or 4 total planes.
Most you don't want to go
say
a lot of them
the
are
universe of Outlaws of Thunder Junction seem very fun.
Yeah.
Although I have an infant, so that's probably not ideal for them. They would probably have much more fun in the.
They found a baby there, though. They found that baby Loot, right?
That's true.
So maybe your child could befriend Loot.
That's possible. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. But yeah, could work out. I definitely.
There's less scarier ones you could take a child to that you probably don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, most of them seem scary, and some of my favorite thematic things are, some of the more scary MTG things.
Yeah. I can't wait for Dustmore. Dustmore is going to be so good.
Dustmore's going to be interesting. So yeah,
I'm so excited. All right. Richard K. He loves the food questions. This is a good one. Favorite handheld snacks for a long bus trip? You made the bus. You're on it. You love your public transportation. What are you snacking on?
What am I snacking on? Let's see. I had to run an errand yesterday and forgot lunch, so I grabbed Oreos to eat on the drive. So that's an example of something that I might snack on a bus. But I'm a sucker for a PB&J sandwich. I live in Portland, Oregon, and went to college in California, and so I've done that day-long drive back and forth maybe 30-40 times.
Oh my gosh. No,
so I'm a big I've done a lot of varieties of, hey, what am I eating today on a drive, and really, the PB&J sandwich is a classic. That's probably my go-to, and I recommend it for people that are like, I don't know what to do, and baby carrots are another good one for a good handheld snack that you can eat while you drive. Although, you got to depends on if you have a co-pilot to organize your snacks for you to help make that easier, or, how aggressively you want to, how much you want to stop. But yeah, I'm a sucker for a PB&J. So.
What do you, I need to quickly know, break down the PB&J, what kind of bread, what kind of PB, and what kind of J?
Great question. Definitely most important thing is the crunchy peanut butter. Smooth peanut butter, not for me. Any type wheat bread I like, but any type of bread is fine. And I like a unique jam, something out there. I could go whatever they've got that's, unusual at the store. I'll get a boysenberry or blackberry or raspberry. Strawberry's good too, but I'm happy to experiment and try something unique.
I like that. This guy, he's out there trying. He wants a different kind of jelly. He wants a scuppernong or muscadine. These are weird fruits I learned about when I moved to the South. I think they might be jellified. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Our next question comes from Jeremy E. Lorgoy, what's your favorite game outside of Magic? And you got a whole shelf full of
I
board
got a
games
whole
behind
bunch of
you.
games behind me. That's a really good question, and a great question for me. I grew up as a child. I played competitive chess, so
Ooh,
that's
I
probably
love
my
it.
most played game by a factor of 10 in my life.
Yeah.
Still love play chess with friends or online.
Hmm.
Um, but my favorite game and like modern board game is a kind of a unique one recommended for people that like Magic. It's called Millennium Blades. Came
Ooh.
out 8 or 9 years ago, and it's a collectible card game simulator is kind of how they pitch it, but basically you play through it comes with a whole stacks full of cards of different sets, and
Hmm.
then you play through 3 series of drafting and buying cards and trading cards with people, spending Monopoly money, and
Yeah.
then build a deck, play a round of it, and then score some points based on how well you did in the little game you play, and then you do it again. You draft, you can buy and sell and trade cards.
Hmm.
And it's a longer game. It takes like 2 to 3 hours,
Sure.
but really fun and unique. Definitely not one that I see recommended a lot. Although I love playing board games in general. I definitely, especially before I guess COVID, when I had a consistent group of people that were
Yep.
playing games all the time. So yeah, and I was always I don't know, a sucker for those a board game Kickstarter. So got a good variety there.
Dude, my brother is a board game Kickstarter, and he has shelves upon garages full of whatever, just full of board games,
Yeah.
And it's just like same thing. I've got closets full of board games, and I got nobody to play them with anymore. So I just got
Yeah.
like, it's me and my fiance, and I got all these games that like need 4 to 6 players. Like, well, I got two.
Yeah.
We can find. Although for a short while they were doing board game nights on the server online, where they're
Oh, there
having
you go.
people get together. I'm not sure how well that ended. I think Bob had a baby. Bob was kind of in charge of it.
Oh,
And,
there you go. Well, hey, we can find chat about baby stuff. But yeah, I'll shout out to every card games too. That's the other thing I did a bunch as a child. My extended family all played cards. So we play gin rummy or bridge or spades. Love
Nice.
cards, all those kind of card games. So sucker for a card game as well.
Oh,
Like a classic card game.
it gets you into Magic, right? You got shuffling. You shuffle those
Yeah,
cards.
exactly.
You shuffle your
Oh
cards.
yeah, I could shuffle at like 4 or 5 years old. That was and it's a good way to impress your baby. By the way, they're very enticed by somebody shuffling cards in their face. So.
I'm impressed by someone that can shuffle really well still. So it's not just a baby, I tell you, my friend.
There you go. Yeah.
Our next question comes from Caleb G. Why not? Favorite basic land art?
I looked this up a little bit to see what lands I own. And my favorites are probably the Mirrodin block. I thought those the sci-fi back, it's an oldie but a goodie. These sort of weird, creepy spires that you can't tell if it's organic or not. I thought those are my favorite probably. But good question. I was like, it gets me thinking about how many basic lands there are now. So
Oh my gosh, there's so many basic lands. I have to look up these Mirrodin lands because I don't think I know them.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do know this one. This forest is one of my favorite forests. This neon green Mirrodin forest. I actually have a couple copies of it in foil. Didn't know it was from Mirrodin. I agree. At least this forest, anyway. Good stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good choice. Our next question comes from Duncan M. Rob Roy Duncan. Favorite animal that isn't in Bloomborough?
That's a good question. And I was like, there's a lot of animals in Borough. I was going to say, maybe, like as a kid, I might have said like eagles or there are definitely eagles in there though. I might go rhino. Rhinos are pretty cool. I don't think those are in Bloomborough. Or maybe somebody's going to correct me. I guess it's the Quake Tusk Boar. I just picked that.
I think it's hard. It's hard for you to pick an animal that's not in Bloom. I think that's part of what makes this hard.
Yeah, I might go rhino. That's made my favorite. So.
I am mad at you for picking that.
The Portland Zoo. The Portland Zoo just had a baby rhino, so I got to go see a baby with their baby. So that's another reason to pick rhino. So we'll see. Yeah,
that you picking that rhino made me very upset in our draft. You picked the red one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was waiting. I was like, I need my big. I'm red green, so I need my big creatures. Like, I'll get that one kind of later. People aren't gonna want it. Bam! You stole my. It's the dinosaur from
I did. It's got too many keywords
so good.
to pass up on. So.
Well, you did good, but I guess I'm mad at you a little bit.
There's a lot of good red and green still left. So, yeah.
Oh, that's true. I'm not.
Yeah.
But I do got to be. I gotta. That's what makes Roto fun. Is we gotta get a little mad at each other for taking cards that we want.
Truly. No, everyone has a chance to be a little bit rude. I started off. I mean, somebody else picked a black card to start, and I just immediately picked a black card. Two black cards as well,
just like, I've done that too, where like someone next to me picks a blue-white card, and I'm like, screw you, I'm picking blue-white too. And I'm just like,
exactly.
Totally like, hey,
no,
man,
definitely
one of us
weird prisoner's dilemma for sure. So,
our next question comes from Maxime. What vehicle would you use to get to your plane? From Evan's question.
That's a good question, and it's got to be bus. I mean, that's an easy one for me. Love a bus
for sure. So. We know this easy question. We knew the answer.
Yeah, bus. Yeah.
Joaquin E. Diabolic Machine. What's your impression of the server now that you've played a league? What were your expectations coming in, and how has your experience been different?
Great question, and overall, really great. I mean, I came in truly with low expectations, figuring, worst case, I'll get to play, 11 or 12 games and learn and watch some other people that know what they're doing and maybe
11 or 12.
Learn a thing or two. And yeah, I mean, I think that the vibe on the server is fun. I'm not the most active person. It wasn't until later I realized that more people are sometimes just streaming their games, and there's not like a group of like people that are all having a dialogue. It can be intimidating to join an active Discord server, and all of a sudden people are like, hey, how are you? And you're like, I don't know, I haven't met you before.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of doing my own thing. Or
you're a little stranger. I'm trying to play Magic.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's really fun. I mean, I think that the format of the league is fun, and then the fact that there's, I think a strong community, but not, it's low stakes insofar as you're not, there's nothing required to do to be a member, or there's not like whole, I guess maybe I'm still new, so maybe I'll discover the hidden cliques and disagreements at past, top 8, disputes. But
there's drama every now and then. There's some drama.
I'm sure. I mean, it's not really fun if there isn't drama. It is, we're playing a competitive game after all. So,
you are getting yourself out there on the server. Yeah, like I said, you're in the Roto draft. You're taking advantage of the side events. Did you play in the zombie league at all, or did you take a break from that? I didn't
play in the zombie league.
That's okay. I was just
busy
curious.
Summer, so I was like, one more thing. I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, and again,
the Roto seemed fun, and I gotta make sure I'm trying to get a couple friends in real life to sign up for the Bloomborough.
That's how it starts. You come in, you bring in your friends, and
get some more. We'll see.
Oh yeah, it's fun with your friends. You get to talk decks and stuff, and strategy. You get to practice. It's a good time.
Yeah, and I will say too, the other great thing about it is people are super chill about doing practice matches.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh, that's going to be intimidating, and I don't know. By week 3 or 4, I was, to practice match with a variety of people, and people are super friendly and curious, and so it was fun to try things. I mean, I never ran energy as a deck in one of my actual matches, but I did a few times in practice trying to see if I could make that work, and that was fun and an adventure. So yeah.
Yeah, the practice games are a blast. People don't take enough advantage of practicing. Do it, and it shows to you. People that practice, they do well. They know what their deck is. They know the tunes. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Tony G, why not rock? Favorite draft set and why? What's been your favorite set to draft?
Time Spiral back in the day is like my favorite old one of those answers, and that's the one I by far have played the most with.
Nice.
Which and although, we were drafting with 2 or 3 people often, so it's like kind of a really different experience. But I mean, that's in terms of my favorite set, like back 10 years ago, I could have probably named like every single card in the set.
Yep.
And and then you play multiple times with the same people. And then it has a different, there's sort of a history associated with the previous game. So you're trying to, the meta game can get really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, lately I really I looked on Arena and I had played a bunch of M21, the core set.
I love it.
And enjoyed that as a draft. So, cause that's pretty much the only primary way I'll play on Arena is draft. Not a big constructed person. So that would have been a fun one for me. And then, I liked Outlaws of Thunder Junction too a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, I agree.
I was a little nervous about it. I don't know. It just seemed like maybe there's too much going on, but I thought as a draft set, it worked well. And I had a lot of fun drafting that as well. So, and I mean, MH3 was cool too, although I did more, I was doing more Arena League then drafting good. So I definitely happy to bring that instead. So
saves you a lot more gems when you get your get matches in the league.
Really, yeah. Versus, although I'm saving up some golden gems to draft Bloomburrow, so I'm not.
I know, right? We're in that weird spot right now where Bloomburrow is so close. I don't want to draft Modern Horizons 3 anymore, but I still want to draft. Yeah, what do I do?
Yeah, that's true. There's a couple, I think, mythics I still haven't gotten on the draft. But I'm not going to just start queuing up just to get an Omo or whatever.
Our next question from Lotta, the Scout Lot. What animal would you be? I'm guessing on Bloomburrow. I think this is on the plane you travel with your family, but I think it makes more sense if we say Bloomburrow.
Yeah. I mean, rhinos are fun. Turtle. I think turtles are cool.
Turtle's a good one.
I dig a turtle. They live a long time. They're chill.
I dig a turtle.
Turtles. Turtles are cool as well. So
I love it. Turtles. I love it. We like turtles. Our last question comes from Wesley C. Gigavoltaic. And I had to click on this emoji to see what it was. It's an otter dog or a hot dog, which could also be corn dog or hot dog. Since
corn dog or hot dog is hot dog for sure. And you can get so many great hot, sausage variants now. From I'm a and now that I have a baby, I'm a Costco regular for diapers, so they've got a ton of cool interesting. I had a bunch of people over not a bunch. I had 5 or 6 friends over for Magic the other weekend and made bunch of different chicken apple sausages, chicken cheese sausages, regular hot dogs as for people as a good break from Commander. So definitely
sounds awesome.
Definitely a hot dog person over a corn dog. I mean, corn dogs are fine, but not for me. I mean, I'd rather have a hot dog for sure.
I am with you 100%. I've never liked a corn dog. I don't know why. It's fried. I should love it. But no, a hot dog is better. It just is. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Well, Matt made my bus. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for coming on the show and spending some time with me and for letting us know a little bit about you. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for doing this and organizing it. And I mean, I'm a big fan, so I really appreciate it makes me feel welcome, which is good. It's always fun. It's you never know with a new community what the vibe of the community is, and it's people like you that make the community good. So yeah, definitely.
We're just a bunch of nice people trying to play some Magic and get better and have some fun.
Exactly.
Again, I look forward to you coming back for Bloomburrow and seeing how you like that. I look forward to you doing more in the community, doing this roto draft, stealing more red cards from me,
stealing more of those red cards you wanted.
Look at blue, look at black. Those colors are fine. Go do whatever you want over there.
No.
But hey, good luck in your next league. Congrats on how well you did. I'm sure not only with your buyback, but with your payout, you're gonna have a couple, maybe another league or two.
Set up for the next couple if I.
Hopefully, we'd love to have you back. Made my bus. Thanks for coming on.
All right, yeah, thank you so much.
His fiance or wife missed their bus. He made his bus. I love it. Such a cute name. So what a nice guy. And if you like board games, I know we mentioned it in the interview, but they were trying to do board games on the server for a little bit. We got another board game guy. I'm sure he wants to hear all about your board game recommendations. Maybe he has some good ones for you as well. So I'll be looking forward to seeing more of Matt F. in the server in the future. I know we're both playing in the Roto Draft right now, so I get to play him there a little bit more. But hey, he's coming back from Bloomburrow. He did well. He got his entry fee back and then some. So just a big congrats to him. And again, what a nice, cool guy. Love talking to Matt. Love that he is a part of our community. And while he may have made it very far, Matt did not make it all the way. We must say goodbye to him and some others now.
No one's going to tell this sweet prince good night.
To be or not to be. Not to be.
Dan A. beat down Bringer. Evan C. Peas of Crab. Jack H. Rakic. Bob P. Hit. Dan H. Dan 12456. Daniel H. Cosmonaut. James M.C. Fireball. Zach H. Hack Zolt. Thomas C. Jamboree. Matt F. made my bus. Christopher S. stems. Alex S. Nickel Bolas. Joe H. Joe Cool. DeWitt K. Seething Octopus. Wei C. Azayaka. Duncan M. Rob Roy Duncan. Patrick M. Fullest J. Philip B. Plipster. Richard K. Preacher. Steve T. Strout. Francois R. Ayoiro. Johnny M. Johnny. Oscar T. Aussie Tubby. And that's going to do it for Modern Horizons 3 League. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you didn't, it's done. It's over. Don't worry about it. Next league's on the horizon. New things coming. Then we got Player of the Year. And then we have a whole nother year of Magic sets lined up. They got Plane Chase Foundations coming. I'm excited about Duskmorn. I'm a big horror movie guy. I think Duskmorn is going to be my set for the year. I'm so excited for it. There's a lot going on out there on the server, and if things aren't going on that you like or that you aren't interested in, be the change we want to see. Start your own, side event. Start your own, I don't know, I always want people to do those Jackbox games. Get a Jackbox night going, or a board game night, or a chess night. I don't know, people love chess. Just try and get something going that if maybe other people could be interested in. The community's great. They want you to be a part of it, and they want to be involved. People are always looking for something to do. You just got to find that thing that people want to be a part of. And until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7. We got the Mega Draft coming up, potentially Monday night. They're still figuring that out. But it could be happening on Monday, and they need to keep a good 7, or it's just not going to be a good time for them in the Mega Draft. And if you don't think luck isn't important in the Mega Draft, you are wrong. That shuffler needs to be in your favor. You need all the help you can get. You can play your best Magic. You can build the best deck. But if the deck isn't doing what you want it to do, if it's not being good to you, you got to be good to it. Hope that shuffler is in your favor and you get to keep a good 7. We'll see everybody here next week for the Bloomborough Kickoff Show. Until then, bye everybody.